The warm breeze swept through the remote ravines of Tenerife's rugged Masca Valley as search teams paused for a moment to adjust their bearings. The landscape, both breathtaking and unforgiving, had become the focal point of one of the most haunting missing person searches in recent UK memory. The eyes of two nations, Spain and Britain, were now fixed on this volcanic terrain, where 19-year-old Jay Slater had vanished without a trace. But on this particular morning, everything changed. The discovery of the grainy figure. It was early, just past 7 a.m., when a local hiker scrolling through photos from his weekend trek noticed something odd, a blurry, almost ghost-like silhouette etched against the cliffside. The picture was grainy and distant, yet the outlines seemed human. More than that, it resembled the attire Jay had last been seen wearing, a dark hoodie and light jeans. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. He immediately contacted authorities. Within hours, the image had been analyzed by Spanish Guardia Civil tech experts, and while inconclusive, it was compelling enough to prompt a renewed, focused search in that exact spot. The Slater family, still holding on to a fragile thread of hope, claimed the figure's shape and posture bore a striking resemblance to Jay's slight frame and distinctive gait. "It's him. I feel it in my bones," said Jay's mother, Debbie Duncan, her voice trembling with urgency during a press briefing. "He's out there. He's alive." Back to the start. Jay's disappearance. Jay had flown to Tenerife for a music festival with friends, a much-needed escape after finishing a tough term at college. According to companions, Jay had become separated from the group after a night out. A social media video posted by Jay just before he went missing showed him laughing, enjoying the early morning sun, and slurring through the words of a rap song. But that joy would vanish as quickly as his signal did. The last ping from Jay's phone placed him somewhere near a remote mountainous track in the Masca area, a far cry from the coastal resorts and music venues he had been frequenting. Initial theories ranged from him taking a wrong turn while trying to return to his apartment to more sinister suspicions involving foul play. Search teams, dogs, drones, and helicopters scoured the surrounding zones for days. Every cave, every ridge, and every trail was explored, but no trace was found until now. Coordinated response to the photo. Now, with this new grainy figure photo in hand, the operation turned into something more exact and more urgent. Drones were dispatched first, fitted with heat sensors and high-definition cameras. The point where the figure appeared on a ledge midway up a steep slope was barely accessible by foot. A team of mountain rescue specialists was flown in from the Spanish mainland to assist with the logistics. Officers carefully examined the terrain using long-range binoculars. From a distance, the spot looked no different than dozens of others along the canyon walls. But something in the shadows, the sloping path, and the outline in the photo made it impossible to ignore. Detective Inspector Ricardo Velasquez, head of the search team, addressed media stationed near the cordon. The figure could be a trick of light, a shadow, or it could be Jay. "Until we are certain, we will treat this lead with full seriousness." Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Tension within the family. The Slater family, camped at a local hotel turned base camp, were thrust back into a new wave of emotions. Exhausted, hopeful, but traumatized, they watched as officers moved closer to the ledge. Jay's older brother Zach, who had joined the search efforts days earlier, volunteered to accompany the team, but was refused for safety reasons. He remained perched at a vantage point, binoculars shaking in his hands. "I don't want to see something bad," he whispered to a BBC reporter. "But I need to know. I need to know." Uncovering the clues. The trek to the spot took hours. Narrow rock faces, brittle underfoot paths, and soaring heat made every movement deliberate. As the officers closed in, the mood was tense but electric. 2 sniffer dogs, previously used in earlier sweeps, were brought back, their senses now retuned to a fresh scent found on a sweatshirt discovered near a dried-up streambed. Was it Jay's? Authorities wouldn't confirm, but Debbie had already seen it. "That's his hoodie," she told local press, her hand over her mouth. "I got it for him before this trip." Minutes turned into hours. Teams combed the rocks, and then a voice crackled over the walkie-talkie. "We've found something." What was found? The item in question was a piece of torn fabric snagged on a branch. It looked like denim. Nearby, they found a water bottle wedged between rocks, covered in grime but seemingly recently placed. No blood, no body, no phone. But this wasn't nothing. Authorities immediately cordoned off the section and brought in forensic teams. A pathologist specializing in wilderness survival scenarios from Madrid was flown in by helicopter to determine whether a person could have feasibly survived in that area for over a week. "The possibility of sheltering in nearby caves is there," he said. "But we need to establish whether Jay had food, water, or the mental clarity to navigate this terrain." Public speculation and social media buzz. Back online, the image of the grainy figure was going viral. Was it real? Was it edited? Some users claimed it looked staged. Others swore they could see Jay's face if they zoomed in enough. TikTok exploded with "Find Jay Slater" hashtags. Online sleuths matched the timestamp of the photo with weather reports, theorizing visibility levels and shadow direction. Meanwhile, trolls also began emerging, mocking the family, suggesting conspiracy theories, and even accusing them of faking drama. Jay Slater responded emotionally in a live interview. "This is my son." Not a headline. Not a meme. The backlash only amplified calls for platforms to monitor and regulate missing persons content more carefully. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. The emotional impact on the team. For the officers on the ground, the case was taking a toll. Sergeant Lucia Romero, who had led several similar missions before, told journalists, "We are all parents, siblings, or friends. When you walk a path someone might have taken to their death, or their rescue, you carry them with you. Every step matters." Some officers refused media interviews altogether. They didn't want to promise anything, not hope, not closure. Just action. Final hours before sunset. As dusk fell on the 11th day since Jay's disappearance, the air grew cooler. A small candlelight vigil was organized at the hotel parking lot. Locals, tourists, and Jay's friends gathered quietly. A guitar was played softly in the background as lanterns were released into the sky. Back on the mountainside, officers marked the newly discovered clues with bright yellow tape. As they packed up to descend before nightfall, one rescuer looked back over the ridge. He lingered, eyes on the ledge. "There's something about that place," he said. "I don't think we're done here." The ongoing search. The next phase of the search would include bringing in high-resolution satellite imagery specialists and possibly cadaver dogs. But officials stressed they had not yet given up hope. The Slater family agreed to a temporary suspension of interviews while forensic results were processed. Debbie, however, left behind a simple message taped to the hotel's front window. "Jay, we're not leaving without you. A community in waiting." As the search stretches onward, both in real life and through digital screens, Jay's story continues to grip the public. The image of the grainy figure may never be proven to be him. But it was enough to restart the mission, reignite hope, and remind a world that sometimes one blurry photo can mean everything. Whatever the outcome, the world now knows Jay Slater's name. His story is not just one of disappearance, but of love, community, desperation, and the enduring power of not giving up. The search continues. Subscribe the channel to get such videos.